Welcome back. It is Friday, January 6th in the NBA. My four favorite picks are on the way. Let's recap yesterday, though. A 1-2 day. In fact, our first losing day in 2023. Blowouts really got the best of us. Kevin Porter Jr. hits his over in points. Jason Tatum ends with 29 on the hook. And Nikola Jokic doesn't really, I think, plays his second lowest minutes in the year as the Clippers got blown out by the Nuggets. Either way, we're going to get back to it, manage that bankroll responsibly. We haven't had back-to-back losing days in, I think, like 23 days. So let's dive in. Also, if you are new, hit that subscribe button down below. We certainly would appreciate it. Yesterday, I said I'd give away the hoodie to someone that was subscribed and liked the video. Shout out to Matt P for winning the hoodie. I appreciate you for subscribing to the channel, hitting that like button. Yesterday, we gained over 1,200 subscribers. Appreciate all the new people to the community. And let's dive into our favorite plays. This video brought to you guys by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is a great place to bet those player prop parlays, but the best part about PrizePicks is if you sign up using our code COS, you get a 100% deposit match. Whatever you deposit up to $100, they will match it. You deposit $50, now you got 100 to play with. You deposit 100, now you got 200. Take advantage of that. I'll have my PrizePicks parlay later on in this video. The best bet segment is back, and for the newcomers that are like, what the heck's the best bet segment? Let's dive into it. DeMar DeRozan, over 25.5 points, minus 111 on Caesars. Now I play DeMar up to 26.5, put 1.5 units. What does the best bet segment mean? It is my most confident play of the day, and we're putting a little bit more money on it. Well, let's talk about DeRozan, as a lot of people in the comments seem to hate him, and a lot of people seem to hate Chris Paul a couple days ago, and look what he did. It dropped 25 for us. Now, hopefully DeRozan drops a little bit more than 25. But let's talk about him and the Bulls on the road taking on the 76ers. Now, look, a key part about that on the road is, as we've talked about several times, DeMar DeRozan has been great on the road, not so great at home. In fact, he's averaging 29.2 points per game on the road compared to just 23.9 at home. Now, we like him on the road in Philadelphia, big-time city, big-time matchup. He should show up, and he's over this line 13 of 19 home games or road games, at my mistake, and he's averaged 20.2 field goal attempts per game on the road. So he's shooting a ton, and that's exactly, you need a guy to shoot in order to score the basketball, and the 76ers going to be without Joel Embiid. So the rim protection, not going to be all there. Montrezl Harrell, likely the guy that goes into that starting lineup for a guy like Embiid, but Montrezl Harrell doesn't play an ounce of defense, and look, this 76ers team gives up a ton of mid-ranges. DeMar DeRozan leads the NBA in mid-ranges attempted and made. So we look at this great matchup for him. They played earlier this season. DeRozan only scored 24 points, only attempted 12 field goal attempts. That was a game in Chicago. Like I said, it was at home. He's been much better on the road, much more aggressive. And this is a game that, despite Embiid still being out, the 76ers are still favorites. So, look, if we see not the Raptors, that's his former team, we see the Bulls trail into this game, they'll normally ride DeRozan into the ground and just play him a ton of minutes in the second half. And his last 8 versus Philadelphia, look at the numbers: 23, 24, 25, 26, 29, 30, 37, and 45. Going over this line in 5 of 8 games against Philly. 4 of those 5, he went over in Philadelphia. So he has a great track record in Philadelphia. And the only 3 games he went under, he only attempted 12, 15, and 17 field goal attempts. You saw the Bulls just got great games out of Vucevic and Patrick Williams. That is not sustainable. That's why we saw DeRozan only score 22 points. But he only shot, in his last game, he only attempted 20 shots, 40% from the field. I think he plays better today. That's why he's the best bet of the day. I know people don't love to love him or love to hate him, whatever you say. We're riding with DeMar DeRozan over 25.5 points. Now let's keep it moving to a guy that a lot of people have love-hate relationships with as well. This is a Friday. We're gonna get into it. Kyrie Irving. I like his over 26.5 points, minus 108 on Barstool. I'd play this up another point. I do not anticipate, the line movement yesterday was ridiculous. I don't anticipate these lines changing a ton today. I play him up to about 27.5. Now, let's talk about Mr. Irving, as him and the Nets are in New Orleans taking on the Pelicans, who will be without their top 2 players, arguably, Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram, who's been out for a hot minute. Now, I still expect this game to be competitive. The Pelicans have been a great home underdog, and they're only like 4-5 point underdogs today at home. This is a team that plays with a lot of fight, a lot of heart, so this game should be close. And look, Kyrie's normally in our same game parlays, but today we're just betting on his points. And why are we doing that? Now, last 14 games, Kyrie averaging 27.9 points per game, scoring 20 plus points, hitting this over in 10 of 14 games. He usually gets pretty close to this line. Now, last game he scored only 25 points, just a bucket short of this, but that was a game we saw Durant score 44 points. And Kyrie, much like DeMar DeRozan from just a couple minutes ago, he is much better on the road, averaging 28.6 points per game on the road, just 24.4 at home. He's coming off a down game, like I said, 5 points, 10 of 24, shooting 1 of 8 from 3. Look, if you tell me we get 24 field goal attempts from Kyrie tonight, I'd put like 25 units on it because he's going to hit the over more often than not. Prior to going under last game, he had hit the over in 3 straight games, some of those being blowouts. But the great part about Kyrie as opposed to Durant is that Kyrie does come out around like the 3 or 4 minute mark in the third quarter. However, they start Kyrie Irving in the fourth. So even if it is a blowout, they'll start him in the fourth unless it's like a 50-point game. And look, you're looking at a guy like Kevin Durant, likely going to get the Herb Jones shadow. I love the straight jacket. That's Herb Jones' nickname. He's a great individual defender, and it's no coincidence that they didn't move up Durant's line. Durant's coming off a 44-point game, and that they kept his line the same. I think this is a Kyrie game. He's over this line in 5 of his last 6 road games. He's over in 2 of his last 4 versus the Pelicans. The 15-point game against Pelicans came earlier this year. He went 6 for 19 in that game. I don't really think the Pelicans have a great guard defender. We've seen some guards light him up. You saw Durant just drop 40. I think it's Kyrie Irving's turn. We'll take his over 26.5 points. I'll take it up to 27.5. We got 2 more plays. Then we'll shout out some COS All-Stars, which shout out to you guys. The list is incredibly long today. Julius Randle, over 38.5 points plus rebounds, minus 110 on points. But now, this is playable to 39.5. And if you need to take PRAs, I don't mind that at 43.5. The problem is the difference between 38.5 and 43.5 is obviously 5, and currently Randle's assist line at 4.5 is like plus 130 on the over. So I don't see Randle getting a ton of assists. He obviously could, but I don't see him getting a ton of assists. However, if your line goes from 38.5 to 39.5 and your PRA line stays at 43.5, if the difference is only 4, you might as well go PRAs. Now, let's talk about Randle and the Knicks. They're on the road taking on the Raptors, and usually against the Raptors, you target unders, and because the Raptors are a great defensive team. However, I think Randle has the best matchup for the Knicks, and he's going to play a ton of minutes. Now you look at the matchups. Brunson probably going to see OG Anunoby. They're going to put Brunson, OG Anunoby, arguably their best defender, probably on Brunson because he's the lead ball handler for this Knicks team. Quickly, probably gets Fred VanVleet. Maybe they switch those around. You see Grimes probably gets Gary Trent Jr. Mitchell Robinson was the guy that guarded Pascal Siakam. They're going to likely leave Scotty Barnes on Julius Randle. Now, no disrespect to Barnes. He's a very good defender. I think Randle's got a good spot against him, and I think Barnes can be a little bit foul trouble in this game. And look, instead I look for a guy like Randle who's going to attack the hoop. Normally it's hard for a small guard like a guy like Jalen Brunson to attack the rim against a team that's as tall and long as this Raptors team. It's just hard to do. You're going to have trouble to shooting over these guys, but also they just get their hands in the lane of when you're dribbling, and it's going to be tough for Brunson. We've seen him struggle against the Raptors, so I am the Jalen Brunson whisperer. I would bet his under in points today, but I'd rather go for Randle because you look at last game against them, 30 points and 13 rebounds. That was a game RJ Barrett dropped 30 in that game. Look, RJ Barrett's going to be out again today, and Randle's going to have to step up and play well for this offense. And at the very least, he's going to shoot a lot. I mean, last game he shot 26 times. It went like 10 for 26. He sunk it up. But still, over the last 8 games, attempting a ton of shots, playing pretty well. Over these last 8, Randle averaged 31.5 points per game, 12.9 rebounds per game. That's 44.4 points plus rebounds over this line in 7 of 8. The only game he went under was his last game. He ended on 38 on the dot. He's attempted 22.1 field goal attempts per game over those 8 games. And look, he's going to go out there. He's attempted 20-plus field goal attempts in nearly all of those games. The 2 games he didn't, 17 against, I forget the 17 who that was against, but he dealt with foul trouble in that game. I think that was actually the first game of this 8-game stretch, and it was against the Raptors. Then he shot 18 times against Phoenix, a game that they only scored 102 points. It was like a combined score of like 185. I expect this game to be a little bit more high scoring than that. Randle attempted 17 or more field goal attempts, which should be his floor, 3 times against Toronto, scoring 34, 41, and 43 points plus rebounds. I think he could fill up the rebounds as well with Mitchell Robinson probably going out to guard Pascal Siakam. Scotty Barnes can shoot 3-pointers, not really the best 3-point shooter, and he doesn't really get the ball as much once everyone is healthy on this team. We just saw Giannis drop 30 points and 21 rebounds. Now, Julius Randle is not Giannis Antetokounmpo, although as a Knicks fan, I wish he was. But still, you look at they were playing everyone on Giannis, making him pass the ball. They aren't going to really play that same defense on Randle, I don't think. He should be able to drive to the rim against a Raptors team that doesn't have a lot of rim protection. I like Julius Randle have a big night, taking us over 38.5 points plus rebounds. Now let's move on to my final play of the day. One of my favorite plays, but I know this line 100% changes. It's Russell Westbrook over 12.5 rebounds plus assists, minus 120 on points bet. If this goes up to 13.5, you can play that, but just know sometimes these lines are sharp. And if you want to sprinkle, a little triple-double action, plus 1,600 on FanDuel. Now, if you need an individual leg, you're like Austin, I don't have points. I have points. I don't have rebounds plus assists and whatnot. I'd probably lean towards his over in assists. And also for Randle, if you need an individual over, I like his over in points. And for that case, rebounds is not bad for Randle either. But let's talk about Mr. Westbrook, because the last time we took his R plus A, rebounds plus assist line, he got us a triple-double. Now, the Lakers, shorthanded. Let's talk about their injuries. Westbrook, probable. LeBron James, probable. Both those guys should be out there. Anthony Davis, obviously out. Lonnie Walker, out. Austin Reeves, the newest addition, also out. Damian Jones, backup center. And Troy Brown, questionable. So they got a lot of people out here on the injury report. Damian Jones, iffy. Troy Brown might not play here either. So the squad's pretty limited. And Westbrook's still going to come off the bench. But would it surprise anyone if he plays well above 25, maybe 30, 35 minutes? No, and I think that's well enough for Westbrook to cash this line. You look at his last 7 games without Anthony Davis. I have removed 1 game because he played 11 minutes and got injured in that game. Although he still had like 6 rebounds and assists in 11 minutes. Either way, he's over this line. In a lot of these games, he's averaged 7.4 rebounds per game, 8.6 rebounds, or 7.4 assists per game, or 7.4 rebounds per game, 8.6 assists per game for 16 R plus A's. I have a typo on my script. I'll fix that after the video. But Westbrook over this line in 4 of those 7 games, including landing on 12 on the hook twice. Now, with that included games that he had 26, 19, 17, and 12. You know, he's been absolutely crushing this when he's playing over 25 minutes, and the 19 rebounds and assists came against today's opponent, the Atlanta Hawks, a team that really struggled defending opposing guards, and I think they're going to give up a lot of rebounds and assists to Westbrook here. Over these last 8 games, including the game he even got injured in, averaged 13.3 assist chances, 10.9 rebound chances, 24.2 combined. In his last 3 games versus the Hawks, 24, 19, and 19 rebounds plus assists. Worth noting, some of those games were last year, played less than 35 minutes in all of those 3 games. So it's not like they were giving him 45 minutes and he was just filling up the stat sheet. He wasn't playing a ton of minutes, still hitting this over. He likely doesn't guard DeJounte Murray. Likely doesn't guard Trae Young. They probably put Pat Bev and Dennis Schroeder on those guys. I think he's just lurking in the paint, snagging rebs, pushing the pace against the Hawks team. The over-under is going to be 230-something. I really like Westbrook. He's at this over in 6 of his last 8 games with 30 or more minutes played. I don't necessarily think he gets up to 30 minutes, but he certainly could, and that gives us a great chance at cashing this. Hopefully Westbrook goes out there, drops a triple-double for the people. We'll take his over 12.5 rebounds plus assists. You can also take it at 13.5, but I only would take 13.5 if you're getting plus value. If you're getting like minus 110, probably pass on that play. That's going to be my 4 plays. If we add a play, as always for the newcomers out there, we might add a play. It'll be in the pinned comment section down below. You can definitely check it out. It's time for my PrizePicks parlay, the sponsor of the video, putting together the first 3 plays. We got DeRozan, we got Irving, we got Randle. 3 plays, all to go over, 5 times value. Put on $10, you can win over 50. Take advantage of that. And also, if you want to play a flex play, you only need to hit 2 of 3 and you're still winning money. So make sure you sign up for PrizePicks using code COS or the link down below for that 100% deposit match. Time for what you've all been waiting for. About what, 12 minutes? Oh Lord, this is going to be a long video. Time to shout out some COS All-Stars. I'm sorry if you're still here. I appreciate you because this is a long list, and I mean long. Buckle in. Alexander, Nick, Loran. If you want to become an all-star, go down below, hit that join button. You got to plays early, plus a couple extra perks. Ricardo, we got Ben, we got Brandon, FR Jordan, we got Miguel, Baby Jay, we got Drew Baca, we got Tony, Tanner, Ryan, Cabinator, Alex Cole, John Grant, Milo, Christian, Chang Bing, James, Gavin, Alex, Jake, Drake Carter. We got Anthony, 6 Days of Chaos, Mitchell, VForce 21, 2G, Brendan, Jeremy, Invase, Mo, I don't know, Greg, Manuel. Also, I butcher a lot of these names, as you can't tell. J2K, JTK, Poplesk, Whitney, OEJ, we got Mookie, we got Cito, we got Ryan, Corey, Desmond, we got Renee, Alex, 2 Alexes in a row, love it, Christopher, Anthony, Tyler, David, Hasty Market, Zach, Austin, love your name, Nick, Eric, Expect No Mercy, Elijah, Ollie, Dan, Zach, Davion, Robert, George, Stacks, we got Logan, Mylan, Antoine, I always get that name wrong, Jordan, Banksy, Victor, Kyle, Randy, Rusty, we got Young, Elevated, we got Super Freaky Mario 64, Jeremiah, Jason, Dr. Luther King Jr., Taylor, I don't know, or Terrence, Taylor, I don't know, Terrence, Vince, we got Jared, Tim, Michael, Zach of 1 for 1, Ratchet, Ron, we got Every Day is an IQ Test, Pelagio, Christian, Nate, Joel, Dean, Mitofi, I don't know, Jay Keel, Brandon, Saul, Alexander, Maybach, Flossin, love it, Jill, Money Gang, Jojo, Brian, DP, Hector, Josh, Sean, Kelton, Alvin, Ty, Desmond, Julian, Zach, Big Dubs, Daniel, Phillip, Richard, Bad Listener, Todd, Ronnie, Howie, Cody, Halfsleeve, Duke, the God, Logan, Sports Fraternity, Maiken, Jeremy, we got Musa, we got Caligroom, Levante, Brian, Sean, Dakota, Rodrigo, Willie, Antoine again, hopefully, Detrius, Just Call Me Dom, we got Wills, Too Late, Dion, Kevin, William, Chris, Zach, Nathan, Rick, Christopher, Christian, Hudson, Zane, Mean, Lucas, Zachary, Matt, Ben, George Terrell, Kamani, Baba, Will, Kyle, One Life, Two Lungs, Nathan, HT2TJ, G, Nick, Jayla, 824 Ways, Sean, Garrison, Luis, Loe, John, Zach, Yorch, 47, J Boogie, we got Rio, Easy 5, Juan, David, Nick, we got Kenny, TJ, Praneeth, Jose, MKLD, Jaden, Killer, Nick, DD. We got Josh, Philiark, I don't know, Philatrition, I don't know. Jason, Stefan, Truck. We got Marius, I don't know. James, Kyle, Albert, Austin, love the name again. aka Demic, Day Kid, I don't know. Dareem, AMC Poppy. We got Patrick, Big Poop Monster, love it. Kalo, Enrique, Michael, Ryan, Sabi, Angel. Holy moly. Rickard, Recon Gamer 420 Gaming. Oh God. Douglas, Germa, Simone, Andrea, Nakodin, Captain J, James, Randy, Ryan, AHKI, Henry, Mula G, Yef Design, Strip Bayless, oh God, No Name, Harsha, John, Luca, Adrian, Nisea, Christopher, Noble and Boyle, David, Michael, Jose, Tyrell, Nathan, Third World Records, Henry, Martine, Jesse, Jeff, Nicholas, Zane, Jake, Trey, Donovan, Manuel, Uadi, Aaron, Kenny, Michael, Tournament Staff, Eddie, Benny, Ellis, Will, Nigel, QP Mookie. We got BKW, Midrange Shira, Rich, Kyle, Tom, Jeffrey, Kevin, the Frosties, Ravens fan, Frosty again. I don't know what's going on. Joseph and Mac. The camera's going a little bit. We're a little bit sideways, but it doesn't matter. That is an incredible list. Let's make that list even longer tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. If you want to become an All-Star, go get that join button. You get our plays early. If we had a play, it'll be in the pinned comment. Let's get to it. Let's have another good winning day. Let's get back to it. No back-to-back losing days here. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.